Hey, this is Kris, and today I've got a special ninja video for you. I just got done recording this as a bonus video for the participants in my last 6-week course. And once I got done recording this, I thought, whoa, this is powerful. See, this is a pro tip from Lester Levenson about what you must do in order to go all the way, to go free. You have to have this attitude, this perspective. And in this video, I walk you through it so you can experience it and you can see the value for this. So you can see what is required if you're interested in going all the way and being a master. Now, since this is a ninja video, what that means is it's going to disappear in a couple of days. I'm just going to set it to private. But you can save the link to this video, and even after it's set to private, you can come back to it again and again if you find it helpful. And this is a good reason, if you're not subscribed to the channel, to get subscribed so you get notified when I drop videos like this. And this is something that's very deep and powerful. So I recommend setting some time aside where you can get nice and quiet, you could follow along and really see what Lester's talking about and see if you are willing to step up and do what it takes to go free. All right, so check it out. I'll leave you to it. I'll catch you later. Hey, welcome back. So as promised, I have a final guided releasing video for you here. And I'm doing this because my intention is your freedom and my freedom. And to that end, I'll do whatever is necessary, whatever I could possibly do to help you along this end and going free, including giving you as much content as I possibly can and provoking the deep stuff so that we can see what it is that bothers us and make a decision to let that go. So hopefully I'm living up to this, to really offer you as much as could possibly help you and be here to provoke you, to stir you up, even poke you in the eye from time to time, to challenge you to go all the way. Now on this final video, I want to touch upon something that Lester talked about that is a must if you're serious about going free. And that is, you must be willing to love everybody equally. And that means not having any favoritism, not holding anybody more special than others. Now, for those of us, especially who have been on a spiritual path, we may agree with this idealistically, but when it comes to practicing this in our lives, this is a very difficult thing for us to wrap our mind around. It just doesn't compute. How can I love everybody equal to my partner or others that I love, that are important or special to me, like my children, like my parents, right? And what would that look like? If I treated everybody the same, well, why have relationships at all? And if I treat everybody the same, how could that make for a successful relationship? Because, my partner sees me loving somebody as much as I love them. Wouldn't they get jealous? Wouldn't they say, hey, why are you treating them like that? I'm supposed to be special. So, because of this, we hold back. And we have a fear. We have a fear of losing our relationships, losing our connections, losing our family. And so, whether we agree with it idealistically, when it comes to putting this into practice, this is a big obstacle for us. So, what I want to do now is do a cleanup so we could start exploring this place of loving everybody equally. Now, getting back to Lester, he had an incentive for us to explore this, to go in this direction. The way he put it is, think about how wonderful it is to love that someone special in your life. Whether it's your partner, your child, or anybody else that's important to you, and it feels good to love them. Now that's just one person that you're feeling that wonderful feeling towards. Now imagine multiplying that by 6 billion, or whatever the population currently is on the planet. Right now the population is probably going down. But imagine just loving everybody and multiplying that love that you feel for one person by that many fold. What would that be like? It would probably have you jump out of your skin. It would be like so stimulating, so loving, like poof. Maybe you'd explode like a nuclear bomb. But Lester's pointing that out. And so far, everything that we've tried from Lester, that he suggested for us to do, and we went ahead and gave it a shot, so far we found out that he's been right on everything. So maybe he's right about this. But it's not something that we'll ever get intellectually. It's something that we must experience for ourselves, and then we'll know this to be true. All right, so let's explore this now. So close your eyes. Get nice and relaxed. Let your mind empty out. Just focus on now. 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 And pay attention to your breath right now. Watch yourself. Breathe in and breathe out. And breathe in and breathe out. And in and out. And now, allow yourself to be deeply rooted in now. 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 And think about what I just relayed, about what Lester said. And see if you're trying to figure out what it is that he's talking about, how to experience his knowledge as your knowledge. And notice that knowledge cannot ever be gotten by the mind. The mind will never understand that. Just look at your mind now. It doesn't have a clue what Lester's talking about. And it never will. So right now, could you set your mind aside? And take a look at the part of you that's bothered by what Lester's talking about. See if you have some resistance to it. Now measure yourself on a scale of 0 to 10 with that resistance, 10 being the most. And wherever you are with that resistance now, just say yes to that resistance so it can leave. And say yes to that resistance even more. And say yes to that resistance even more. And say yes to that resistance even more. And say yes to it even more. And even more. And say yes to it even more. And even more. And look at that resistance, wherever it is now. If that number dropped, just look at where you are right now. And say, I love you to that resistance. That's coming from a place of power. And you look at it and you say, I love you. I love you, resistance. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I really, truly, deeply love you with all of my heart. My heart is open to your resistance. I love you, resistance. And notice how you feel. Now, what part of you is bothered by what Lester says? Notice that what Lester says is stirring up a feeling of lack, a feeling of neediness. Oh, I can't not treat this person as special because I need them to treat me special. See, that's loving with strings attached. And it comes back to you and your lack, your neediness. And that's what's rejecting Lester's notion and refusing to go there. Sure, I'll let go a little bit. I'll let go to work on my goals. But when it comes to really practicing imperturbability, And what's holding you back is lack. Feel that lack now. And notice you've been carrying that lack around inside of you. Day in, day out. Week in, week out. Year in, year out. Lifetime in, lifetime out. Over and over and over. Now welcome up that neediness, that lacking feeling. And where does this neediness come from? Did somebody give it to you? Did your family, your significant other, that person that is important to you, did they give that to you? Put you in the situation that you need them? Or did you do that? Isn't it in fact you who's saying it to yourself? I need this person. They make me happy. And I better treat them right. I better treat them special so that they'll continue making me happy. You put that decision in there. You put that desire in. That desire is now equating to lack. And you feel it right now. That lacking, needy feeling that you've been carrying around. Now walk on that up. Do you really want to carry that around? For more years and more lifetimes? So welcome it up now. And notice, it's your responsibility. It's there because you made a decision to want this person, to want them to be special, and to want to be special yourself. And that's your decision. Now, could you let it go so you can free yourself from this lack, from this neediness? Could you let that wanting go a little bit more? And a little bit more. And a little bit more. And even more. Could you let that want go even more? And even more. And even more. And even more. And could you let that want go even more? Let go of that want so you can end that experience of lack. Let it go a little bit more. And even more. And even more. And what do you think will happen if you stop treating the special person in your life as special? If you started treating everybody the same, what do you think that they would say? What do you think that they would do? Would they fight with you? Would they leave you? And notice what this is doing to you. It's getting you to do things in order to appease them, to treat them special, to say nice things. It's making you a slave to them. And behind that is the idea that if I don't do these things only for you, then you won't like it. You're going to be angry with me. You're going to leave me. And I don't want that. So I'm just going to be a perpetual slave. Got to continually whisper in your ear, tell you nice things, tell you every day, I love you. I need you. Oh, we weren't together for the whole day and I missed you so much. And what is that all about? It's stroking their ego. and it's making them a slave to you. So it's this interdependent, codependent relationship. You're doing it to each other. And look at how that's making you a slave. It's binding you to your ego. And you'll never find freedom this way. So whatever it is that you're picturing, that they would say, that they would do, if you started to treat everybody equally, guess what? That really is your picture. And you could change it. So, first, could you let go of being so smart and allow it to be other than what you think it is? See, what if, instead of going the way that your mind is telling you that it's going to go, what if it went the other way? What if things got way better? What if it opened up abundance in your life? What if it actually made a deeper connection with you and your partner? And what if it opened the doors for you to step into complete imperturbability and mastership? Wouldn't it be worth it to find out? And what's stopping you? Maybe it's your need for approval. Take a look. Are you needing approval? All you have to do is look at your actions. What are some of the things that you're doing to keep the approval going between you and your loved ones? Now, could you let go of that neediness, that wanting approval? Could you let go of wanting that approval a little bit more? And a little bit more. And even 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 more. And could you let go of wanting approval so you could have approval? Because notice, if you're wanting approval, why? It's only because you feel like you don't have it. And you got to do all these things in order to earn it. So the whole idea behind wanting approval is that you don't have it. And as long as you're wanting approval, it's a feeling of lack. So wanting approval is lacking approval. They're one and the same. So could you let go of wanting it so you could have it? Having's the opposite of wanting. Could you let go of wanting it a little bit more? And a little bit more. And even more. And even more. And could you let go of wanting approval even more? And even more. And even more. And could you let go of wanting approval so you could have it? And could you let go of wanting approval so you could have it? Now, how do you feel? Do you feel much more solid? Much more like you have approval? Less needy? And notice, you don't have to do anything to earn it. Because notice where that approval's coming from. Right now, where are you feeling it? It's just at the center of you, right? At the very core of you, it is you. That love. And this shows you that you've been looking for it out there in the relationship from that other person. But where is it now? Right where you are. It always has been. Which means you've been looking in the wrong place. So with this in mind, can you let go of wanting approval even more? Because it's just a false belief of lack. It's not true. And as long as you want it, you continue reinforcing this belief, this program. You're programming your mind into lack. The more you want approval. So could you let that go? It's just a decision. You can do that right now. Could you let go of wanting approval? And could you let it go some more? And some more. And even 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 more. And how does that feel? Now, take a look again at the scenario of loving everybody equally. And see what else it stirs up. See if it threatens your sense of safety. I know for myself in many relationships, I held on to those relationships because it kept me safe. Both in a practical sense, having a companion there, someone to look out for me, to help me out when I get in a bind, to be there for me, emotionally in all sorts of ways. And to me, being in a relationship really connected me with feeling safe. But it's artificial. Because all that has to happen is one day that special someone can say, hey, you're not special to me anymore. I don't want to be around you anymore. I'm out of here. And where does that leave you? See, you set yourself up to have the rug pulled out from underneath your feet. And you've experienced this. This is why in relationships, when you were sure you found the one, and you invested yourself, oh, I love you so deeply, and then one day this side left. It left you crushed, broken, almost to the point of even wanting to end it all. And this shows your safety isn't there. It's a false belief. And you're letting your ego convince you to go down a path of despair and misery and lack. Now get in touch with that unsafe feeling, that need for safety. Now a relationship isn't going to fix that for you. Another person is not going to fix that for you. Because they won't be there forever. even if they do comfort that feeling from time to time, it's up to you to feel safe and secure for yourself all the time. And that starts with the decision right now. Get in touch with your want for safety. And notice how fruitless that is. Do you think you're really going to keep yourself safe ultimately, going the way that you're going with this wanting? Of course not. That wanting is getting you nowhere. So could you let go of that wanting? And could you let it go even more? And even more. And even more. And could you let that wanting go even more? And even more. And even more. And even more. And which feels better? Seriously, does it feel better to want safety? Or does it feel better to have safety? And notice you can't do both at the same time. Either you're into wanting it, or it feels like you have it. And when it feels like you have it, you don't even think about it. You only think about wanting safety when you're in lack. And when you're in lack, it's because it's in your mind. You're wanting it. Take it out of your mind. The whole thing will disappear. Could you let go of wanting safety some more? And some more. And some more. And some more. And even more. And even more. And could you let go of wanting safety even more? And even more. And how do you feel now? More safe, right? So again and again, you know, you've proven to yourself that when you let go of wanting safety, you discover it's been inside of you all along. So, could you let go of holding on to this relationship? Now see if you're trying to control it. See if that want for control is preventing you from deciding to completely let go of making that relationship important so you can love everybody equally. Maybe there's a subconscious part of you that likes the other person to need you, to need your love, to need your special attention. Look for it. See, what do you get out of it? Or, what would you lose if you stopped doing it? And look at how this has gotten you to control your behavior, to hold back from saying things that maybe you want to say, or get you to control yourself. So you'd rather do things that you would want to do, but you don't because you figure, well, they won't like that. And if I do that, I'll lose their love. So I have to control myself. Could you let go of that wanting control? Because that just makes your life rigid. It's unfree. And it's your decision now. It's always been your decision. You've been deciding to try to control everything, to keep it all together, but you never can. You know, the moment you let up your grip a little bit, it seems everything will fall apart. Now, do you want to keep living your life this way? Could you let go of wanting control now? And could you let it go a little bit more? And a little bit more. And even more. And even more. And even more. And even more. And could you let go of wanting control even more? And even more. And even more. Now, could you give yourself permission to be out of control? And notice a part of you that's wanting to hold on to this person because they're special, because they make you happy. Now, could you let yourself be out of control? Give them permission to do what they want to do. Give them permission to have what they want, even if you cannot give it to them. Even if they go somewhere else to find what they want. See if that stirs up that wanting control. No, I can't allow that to happen. And notice, how loving is that? See, in your mind, the way your ego is talking to you, it's saying, hey, see, you got to treat them special because they're important to you. And to the ego, it's telling you that that's a loving thing to do. Now, I know that's the way the ego talks because my ego talks that way, and a lot of people's egos fight with me when I suggest these sorts of things. I can't give up my family. I can't let go of holding on to my children. F you. No way. Now, they may not say that literally, but inside, that's what they're saying. And it comes out in their actions. They don't let it go. And see, right now, this out of control feeling that's getting stirred up. Oh, I got to control them. I got to keep doing these things. I got to keep making them special. It's not about loving them. It's about keeping them, holding on to them. And that's not loving at all. See, if you're really loving, you're going to set them free. Like there's a poem about if you love something, set it free. If it comes back to you, it's meant to be. If not, it's also meant to be. So the most loving thing to do is to not hold on to anybody in your life, to set them free and set yourself free. Are you willing to do that? So could you let go of wanting control? Wanting to control this relationship, wanting to control this part of your life, to keep it there. Could you let go of wanting to control it even more? and even more, and even more, and even more, and even more. And could you let go of wanting control even more? And even more. And even more. And could you let go of wanting control even more? And even more. And even more. And how does that feel? Does it feel freer? That's all you need to know. That's showing you that you are moving in the right direction here. And the results are not what your ego's telling you. Ego's telling you you're going to lose out and be miserable. But what you're experiencing is the opposite. When you let go of holding on, it only gets better. So now, let's see if we can get a little taste of what Lester's talking about. How wonderful it is to love everybody equally. All right, so think about somebody who's special in your life. Could be your significant other. Could be a child, parent. Maybe someone from your past, even if they aren't around anymore. And notice, your feeling of love towards this person is probably pretty easy. You don't have to think about it much, because you've already programmed to your mind they're special to you. So feel that love for them. And that love feels good. Now notice the unwillingness to expand that love to everybody is coming from lack. So a part of it is good. You could feel that. It really does feel good to love this person. But if you just single it to this person, you're limiting yourself. So right now, get in touch with that feeling of love that you have. And first of all, could you allow that love to expand just for this one person? Could you love them a little bit more now? Just now in this moment. And could you love them a little bit more? And could you love them a little bit more? And could you love them even more? And even more. And even more. And could you love them even more? And even more. How does that feel? Pretty good, right? Now, even though it's just with this one person, notice the more you love, the better you feel. Now, what if that expanded out? Why limit this love? Now just, never mind the personal stories and connections and all that stuff. Just focus on that feeling of love now. That love that you have for that special someone. And just allow that feeling to expand. Share that love with your next door neighbor. Just as you're sitting here with your eyes closed, allow this love that you're feeling to extend across to your next door neighbor. Now you might like them, or they might be a thorn in your side, someone that you have disagreements with. But just let that love extend over to them, regardless of what your relationship is like with them. Maybe you even know them. Maybe it's just someone that you see come and go, but you never talk to them. But could you love them? And could you love them a little bit more? And a little bit more. And even more. And even more. And could you love them even more? And even more. And even more. Now, allow this love to expand across your whole neighborhood. And all the people that live around you, just in your immediate area. Could you extend that love out? Just let it spread out. No matter who they are, even if it's a homeless person that is always at the corner down there, or someone who's nasty, maybe even someone who has different political views, that wants to do things that you don't agree with. Could you love them? After all, what's wrong with love? Does love hurt anything? Only the ego. It doesn't like love. But who's in charge here? You or the ego? So could you love all the people around you in your neighborhood? Even the one that lets their dogs poop right in front of your place. Could you love them? And could you love them even more? And even more. And even more. And now, could you allow this love to expand to your whole city? Everybody in your city. Even the police officers, even the politicians. Could you love everybody with no strings attached, with no judgments of who's a good person, who's a bad person? Just love everybody. Could you love them? And could you love them even more? And even more. And even more. And even more. And could you love them even more? And even more. And could you love them even more? Now, could you allow this love to expand to your whole state or region? Notice the more you just encompass more with your love, the better it feels, right? So allow that love to spread out, expand. And now allow it to expand to your whole country and everybody in it. Even those people. Could you just love them all equally? Set those stories aside. All those stories are just garbage in your mind. Good stories and bad stories. None of it is true. It's just a made-up story in your mind. So just set all that aside. Forget everything that you know about those people. Because no matter who they are, there's one thing that we all have in common. Our beingness. We all are a being. We all are aware. And that beingness in all of us is pure. There's no good or bad in it. And in that beingness, we are all the same. One. Equal. So just drop the stories. Focus on the love. Just love. 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 Feels good, right? Now allow this love to expand across the entire planet. And everybody in it. Could you love everybody? Just love. For no reason. Just because. Could you love them even more? And even more. And even more. And even more. And could you love them even more? And even more. And how does that feel? What are you experiencing now? Notice the more your love expands, the quieter your mind gets. The more you realize your beingness. And you see the oneness all around you, with everybody. Now, again, could you let go of wanting to figure out how that's going to affect your intimate, your immediate relationships? Look, you don't need to know. Your mind's never going to know. So could you just let go of figuring it out? Just surrender that relationship over to beingness. Could you? Could you let go of trying to control it? Could you let go of holding on to it? Just let it go. And let beingness take over the relationship. Trust me, beingness is going to do a far better job than you are with your mind. So just surrender to beingness. And surrender your relationship over to beingness. And more. And surrender yourself over to beingness. And more. And more. And more. And how does that feel? So you got all the proof right here that your mind doesn't know love. Your mind only knows lack. And your mind's going to steer you in the wrong direction, down a road of misery. But you can take over now. You can take control, steer the ship here, decide to love, and you see what you get. Doesn't take long. This wasn't that long for you to experience more freedom. Now, how good can this get? Well, don't hold on to anything, not even a good feeling that you may be experiencing now. Could you let go of what you're experiencing now? Could it get even better? Could you let go and find out? And let go of holding on to any good feeling that you have. Let go of holding on to anything that you're holding on to. See if it can get even better right now. And more. And more. And more. And a little bit more. And what are you experiencing now? All right, so keep practicing this. Keep going this direction. And prove your ego wrong. And prove beingness right. All right? So when you're ready, you can allow your eyes to open up. Stay open. Stay loving. And practice doing it unconditionally. All right? And I look forward to seeing you on the next course, Living Your True Purpose, because we're going to take what we're doing here and go to the next level. So I look forward to being with you. I'll see you soon.